welcome back to Words and Pictures for a little more tag time. I've got the tag on the desk, which is part of episode 5 of our rusty playtimes with the Distress Inks and Oxides, and other bits and bobs from episode 2. I will link the playlist down below, so if there are any of these episodes you've missed, then do go back and take a look. There are also some glass pebbles that we added background papers to at various points, or some of these in here still haven't got background papers, so I could either choose to give them background papers or highlight something on here with them, or I might want to go, given the numbers here, I'm thinking there might be some sort of clock involved. Hopefully, if I've got my scheduling right, this will be happening after the release of some of my new stamps. So I'm going to use those on here. I want these tall twigs because they give me a lovely botanical underlying element onto this rusty tag, over which I think we're probably going to go fairly sort of grungy, industrially, that sort of thing. I think I'll stamp these in coffee because I think that's going to be quite a good counterbalance. I don't really want full-on black, I don't think. I think that will overweight things. So let's take these up this side. Simple as that. A great sort of background to anything else you want to put on, actually. Layering more botanicals to create a real hedgerow look. But that just gives us a lovely wintry starting point, and I think I do want just another little sprig going off like that at the bottom. Grand. Simple as that, really. That's already making me very happy. Twigs, bare twigs, just the sculptural beauty of that against the sky, or in this case, against a rusty coppery patina background, is a treat. Let's have some numbers. Unhelpful alarms going off, cutting me off mid-flow. One thing I have grabbed out, oh look, there's a really bright one of those. Maybe that's even better. One thing I have dug out are these acetate moths. They are a brilliant ideology element. Wonderful, transparent, translucent. So in places they're completely transparent around the edges where they're held together. But then the colours, see, he's rusty, isn't he? There we go. And part of me is wondering, oh no, not the yellow. Part of me is wondering whether, rather than going off centre, for once, this is about something a bit more orderly. I've got already that asymmetrical element in the background with the branches, but I'm wondering whether I want to be a little more symmetrical with things here. Let's have a look at him. I do like him kind of dead center. Let's have a look at that. I've also got some rusty hearts, as we know from that session. Maybe that's, no, it doesn't work. What about ephemera? Some bits and bobs here. Big black rusty panel, no. Maybe something creamy white. That red number is unhelpful to me, but maybe if one loses that top bit and just kind of attaches the bottom bit, that might be good. I think I want to have a look at that. I don't know that I'm ever going to want to put a bright red 101 in the middle of any project, so I'm kind of comfortable with that as a trim. That's quite nice. If we put you further up, then we get some branches in between. Okay, progressing. Specimen label. Oh, well, maybe that's even better. Maybe we go counting number of moths / butterflies. Specimen label down there. It's a shame because it's covering up a lot of that delicious rustiness in the corner. So maybe it goes a little further up. Maybe we go like that. What I can do is trim a little bit of the depth on this stripe that is holding the numbers together. That might be worth doing. 5, 6, 789 specimen label. I'm starting to think it might be a very simple tag. So one of the joyous things with these is you can fasten them, and then with a bit of heat you can curl the wings. I'm sure we've done that in a previous episode. Sure that we have seen that happen. Just wondering about that going back around there. No need, save it for another time. Got a couple of the Tim Holtz gears here that we also created in that. Oh, that's maybe interesting. No, I don't think it needs it. Back to my clock. Maybe you down in that corner. Feeling like I need just a little bit more, something pale behind this butterfly. What have we got in the way of round stuff? Oh, hello. Ah. Well, there's a balancing act. 2 clocks. Or maybe the main clock. Moths come out at midnight. When I curl his wings up, we'll get to see more of that. Stay put, please. I'm starting to wonder whether I want the dark one back. It's just got a bit more weight to it. Yeah, I think it might be that one. Again, I just want to trim that central part where it's a little thicker for some reason. Must be in the die cut. But for me, I want... There's something quite interesting starting to develop there. Let's try you again at the bottom. Specimen label, time passing, clock's ticking, time running out. I'm quite enjoying that. And it's weird because I never go completely symmetrical. As I said, I've got the asymmetricality of the branches underneath. So maybe that's doing enough for me. Just going to have a little look at some other bits of ephemera in case this writing is just a bit too big and bold at the moment. Going to take a look. So I think it is just about a very much more streamlined tag. I'm enjoying the simplicity of that. I'm just having a look at whether what I want in the middle are some of these clipping stickers words. Question of, again, finding the right one. Simplified feels quite good, but I sort of want a paler, you trouble me always. That seems unfair. Make this journey of your own. That's quite interesting. Quite little text. I quite like it. These are all taken out of, they're what's known as found poetry, just found in books. Take this journey of your own. A memory to hold. Take this journey of your own. Favourite tales. Full of superstitions. Wondering if this is a Halloween one. Go wherever one wishes. Ooh, maybe that's even better. Because that's what I'm doing this time around. And the writing, the font is slightly bolder, which I think is helpful. Go wherever one wishes. And I sort of feel like I want one more. She kept her word. Our house. Our house. Learning to fly. Hey, hey. Well, now, is that too obvious? No, I think it's probably good. Because in learning to fly, you can then go wherever one wishes. So I'm going to shift those down a little bit. Maybe this up a little bit. And then we'll be there. Learning to fly. Go wherever one wishes. And I'm going to be absolutely symmetrical in my gluing down. So these are stickers, but I've usually found that giving them an extra little bit of assistance with some glue doesn't hurt at all. So I will glue everything else down and then I'll come back to show you some shaping on this moth. It's really interesting taking a different direction for once with this symmetricality. So my favourite way to attach something like this when I want to do some shaping is to use the Staedtler, the Tiny Attacher, if it'll reach across to where I need it. It's going to squidge that wing temporarily, but I don't think it'll do long-term damage to it. And simple as that, that's now completely firmly attached. Before I lift those wings, well, I can give them a little lift so you can see where we're going. We need to do it with heat to get them to permanently go. I also, as I was wandering around looking for the Staedtler, came across some more of my little hydrangea petals and just wondered whether they might want to be part of this little game. And they, of course, would be, ha ha ha, asymmetrical, which might serve my wonky loving heart. I think I might want those, you know, just in a sort of, yeah, it's good. It's definitely good. Going to do a little bit of outlining on here because what I'm also going to add in a minute are some antennae for our mothy friend. He's definitely moth shaped rather than butterfly, isn't he? I would say. So that's going around there, that's going around there, quite loosely. Very happy if it's a bit messy, don't want it perfect. Just digs it into the tag a little bit. So I think I might heat my moth before I put those on. I think that's going to make life a little simpler. Don't want to overheat the petals. So as he softens, you'll burn your fingers with this. It's almost inevitable. I want to bring those wings up in the middle. Let it get a bit warmer, see if that's enough. And then I'm just going to give them a sort of tweak like so. And now those wings are flying up into the air. That might be enough, but if you want to just shape them so that they're going outwards again a little bit, get in there, give it another heat, get it a little bit malleable. You can see the moment at which it moves, then in with your fingers and reshape, and then just hold until it gets cool again. And you should get yourself, there you go, a nice bit of flappy wing. Do like a bit of flappy wing. So one of those there, one of those there. This is only 2 of them, which is contrary to one's usual rule of thumb, about 3 being a happy compositional number. Odd numbers tend to help. But there's something about that they're just the only thing turning things wonky. Wonky is a good word. A little bit wobbly, a little bit off kilter, a little bit asymmetrical. So we started with asymmetrical branches in the background. We then went very, very symmetrical with our positioning of things. And I've found myself a little bit of asymmetricality to finish things off. So I will probably do a little bit of spatter. I might not do it with white. I'm just wondering about doing it with something like this Antarctic, which happens to be on the desk. Just gonna give that a little run. It's a very, very pale, icy blue-green, so it's almost white. I'm not going very far off piste. So just adding a little bit of water to that. You can maybe see the cool tone of that against the, yeah, so it's hitting, I'm trying to hit the petals, trying to hit that rustiness, just a little bit on the wings because it draws the eye's attention to their curliness. That's really rather lovely. A bit on the clock face. Yeah, happy with that. And so then little antennae and probably either some twine or some rusty wire through the top there. This isn't actually rusty wire, it just happens to be brown garden wire, which is quite helpful of it. Oh no, you're not in, sorry. Last minute attempt by the greenery to get a look in here. So I like to take just a little bit of this wire and maybe give it a slightly shaped look. I even sometimes, can I get a curl on it? There we go, a little coil in my wire. Let's see if I can get the other one to coil in the other direction. Come here. Thank you. Sometimes it gets fiddly. Yeah, that's quite a good little coil in the other direction. And then those, yeah, are just going to go in here. This will take, yeah, and that's actually fine because the top of his head is not fastened down. So if I can get, I'm going to peel up the top of his head, put a good drop of glue in there, and then just try and tuck these in. Like so. Sticking up and like so. So this is one reason I'm thinking not rusty wire through the top of the tag, is I think it'll distract from those rather funky. I'm just bending it a little bit so it goes in the direction I want it to. Those rather funky antennae. Oh, they're cool, aren't they? And because of where he is on the clock face, they're also pretending to be very Alice in Wonderland clock hands. That's a very happy coincidence going on there. I'm a bit sad that you're so tucked under so that you can't see. That's good. That's very good. So what I will do there, if I've got a clothes peg that will reach, oh look, I've knocked them all out of position. Not to worry, they can go back in. I'm going to see if I've got a clothes peg that will reach, just to hold on to that, let it glue into position while I go and find some twine. Clothes peg, are you long enough? You're not one of the long ones, whatever. There we go. Let's see if you'll reach. Yes. Excellent. I'm just having a look at the wire through the top, and I actually think, rather than distracting, it sort of draws one's attention to those twisty antennae. So with a little twist and little curl, that's what we're going to have through the top of the tag. Thank you, as always, for your company today. I hope you've enjoyed that little bit of tag time. This is one of the advantages of what we've been doing through January. We've been gathering all of these bits and bobs, creating things, and then they're just ready to throw into position onto one of the tag backgrounds, and you're away. I will, of course, dive in for a close-up so that you can have a little look at all that texture. If you've got comments or questions, do leave those down below. If you've enjoyed this, please do give me a thumbs up. It all helps the channel to share with the algorithm, to share it abroad to more and more people who might want to join us on this creative journey. I will leave ingredients in the description below, as well as links to the Rusty Patina Playtime episodes. But for now, I will wish you a very happy rest of the week and happy crafting all.